All right, good afternoon, everybody. You'd like to find your seats. Well, thank you for coming today and being part of our annual State of the Chamber. I'm Dan Franks, the President and CEO of the Orrville Area Chamber of Commerce. I would like to thank some of our distinguished guests who are in attendance today, including State Representative Meredith Craig, Wayne County Commissioner Matt Martin, the Mayor of the City of Orrville, Matt Plyben. We're also pleased to have with us Jennifer McWilliams from U.S. Congressman Max Miller's office, and Rachel Delaney representing State Attorney General David Yost's office. At this time, we would like to start our program with an invocation from Reverend Scott Schieber from the Christ Church, United Church of Christ.
Let us pray. Holy God, we give thanks for this day and for this gathering of community and business leaders. We ask that your presence might be felt and acknowledged by all who are gathered here today. It's our prayer that this meeting may be a time to positively reflect on the accomplishments of the past year, as well as a hope-filled time to consider what can be done in the year that lies ahead. We're especially grateful for relationships that you have blessed us with. You have given us as gifts to one another, O God, and we are thankful that even more than products or ideas or spreadsheets, it's people working together in partnership that brings development and growth. It's my prayer that this body continues to strive for the betterment of Orrville and all of its citizens, without ignoring those who exist on the margins. We're mindful of and grateful for your guidance over this meeting and over our lives. In your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you very much. Well, we are also thankful to be in this great facility, and I would like to welcome to the podium Dr. Heather Howley. She is the Director of Regional Campuses at the University of Akron Wayne College, and she's going to share a few remarks.
Thank you, Dan, and thank you, everyone, for joining us today. It's always such a pleasure to have you here. I want to start with some good news. This is a time for good news. So starting with some good news from Wayne College. Over the past year, we've seen increased enrollment. It's growth that doesn't happen by accident. It's really a part of our very intentional strategy, listening to both what our students want and what employers need. One of the most important strategies behind our growth is that we have chosen over the last 5 years to really focus on degrees in the helping professions. At a time when artificial intelligence is changing how many industries operate, we know that children still need teachers, patients still need nurses, and our society still needs social workers and social services. All of those fields share the need for human beings to engage in the kind of work that requires empathy, connection, and judgment. The other thing that we know is that our students want to live and work in this area. So our degrees connect with clinical placements in hospitals, schools, agencies that serve the people of Wayne County and that allow our students to live and build their lives in the communities that they love. Another area where we've really been growing is our Credit for Prior Learning program. I know I've talked to you about this a wee bit before, but it is really exciting. It's a program where we take the credentials that people have that are not necessarily tied to college courses initially, and we help them earn college credentials through the licenses, certifications, your professional trainings, and we help make that link so that when they start their college degree, they start with college credits. In addition to our Credit for Prior Learning program, we've also been growing our General Studies degree at the university level. We've only had this degree since fall of 2025, and we already have over 125 students in that degree, and we have already graduated about 20 students. Our General Studies degree allows students to come back to college if they've already had college credits. Maybe they started 20, 30. We even have somebody in the program right now that started their degree 45 years ago, but they want to earn that credential. Our General Studies degree helps them do it. And it's not just a completer degree. I like to call it the Choose Your Own Adventure degree, because many of you took a more entrepreneurial approach to education, and maybe you wanted to study a little healthcare, and maybe you wanted to study a little bit of art, and maybe some marketing to create your dream job. This degree allows you the opportunity to do that. It also allows our students to combine some of our credentialing programs through Coursera to learn some high in-demand skills like AI, like prompt engineering, like project management, to get those certificates that will help them in their next position. So I'd like to emphasize that we are here to serve you. If you have employees that want to finish degrees, if your supervisors need leadership or management skills, if you want to explore some non-credit opportunities, either looking at the trainings that you're already doing and seeing how those can help your employees earn college credits, or alternatively, if you would like to work with us to design some training or a degree opportunity that would serve your business, that is the kind of stuff that we want to do. I live in Orrville. I work here. This is such a wonderful community to be a part of, and I want to thank all of you for the work that you do in making this a great place to work and live. Thank you.
Thank you to our very generous sponsors of this year's State of the Chamber, starting with our Red Circle sponsor, the Commercial and Savings Bank. Our Black Circle sponsors, the J.M. Smucker Company and Wilbert. And we also want to thank Prairie Farms for sponsoring our lunch, along with Village Catering, who did an awesome job feeding us today. Thank you very much, Village Catering. The State of the Chamber is the first of our signature events of this year. I encourage you to save the date for our awards celebration. That's coming up on Tuesday, May 12th at 5 p.m. at the White Oak Event Center. In fact, as of today, we are taking nominations for this year's awards. So if you want to nominate someone for Best Large Business, Small Business, Citizen of the Year, we're starting to take those nominations now. We have paper nomination forms available on the registration table out in the hallway that you saw when you came in today. You can pick up those on your way out if you'd like. Also, we have links to our events, a QR code on that little red tent there in the middle of your table as well. And I do want to point out our annual golf outing is coming up on Friday, September 25th. That's going to be at the Pines Golf Course. The Chamber has someone new I would like to introduce you to today. And if you haven't already met her, Kayla Myers is our Marketing and Engagement Coordinator. Now, she not only helps put together our events, social media, and website updates, she's the person I go to whenever I have a tech question. So when I'm looking at the computer and I'm saying, it's not working, Kayla comes and fixes it for me. And so we're so glad to have Kayla as part of our team, and she's going to be sharing a little bit with you about our membership survey. So welcome to Kayla.
Hi, everyone. For those who haven't met yet, my name is Kayla Myers, and I'm an honor to introduce myself as the Marketing and Engagement Coordinator for the Orrville Area Chamber of Commerce. My first event for the Chamber, and it's wonderful to see all the faces behind this economy that is around us. I am truly excited to step into this role, and it serves as an organization that plays such an important part in supporting local businesses and strengthening our community. The Chamber is one of the membership organizations. It's a connector, it's an advocate, a resource, and a champion for growth, and I'm thrilled to be a part of that and meeting every one of you today. In my role, I'll be focused on enhancing how we can communicate your stories, promote your businesses, and create meaningful connections and opportunities for engagement. Whether that's through informed or supported, my goal in the Chamber's membership is to make your membership as valuable and important as possible. But in order to do that, I do need your help. We are currently asking our members to take a few minutes to complete our Chamber census. This is incredibly important to us. The census helps us better understand who you are and what your business needs are, the challenges that we're facing, and how your Chamber can better serve you and your membership. Your feedback will directly guide our programming, communicate stories, advocacy efforts, and future initiatives. It will help us tailor events and help us make meaningful connections and resources that are useful to you and your business. We ensure that membership investment is working for you. The Chamber exists for our members, and the more insight that we have, the stronger and strategic that we are with our organization. The census only takes a few minutes to complete, but the impact will be long-lasting. I truly encourage each and one of you to participate and share openly. Your answers are completely anonymous, so be truthful. Your voice matters, and the one is the best ways to make sure this is heard. I also want you to know that our door is always open, our inbox as well. I would love to connect with you one-on-one, learn more about your business, explore how we can better support your goals, building relationships to our heart and engagement, and looking forward to building many strong communications, including your business community. Thank you for welcoming me in this role. I'm excited for what's ahead and for the opportunity to work alongside each and one of you as we continue to grow and strengthen the Orrville area business. Thank you.
So glad to have Kayla on board. There is also a QR code, again, on your table tent in front of you. And so if you don't scan it now, you can take that with you and scan it later to have access to our membership census. So that's one of those tech things I was talking about a moment ago. You would not have a QR code if she wasn't with us, folks. So we got that for you here. At this time, I'd like to invite the chair of the Orrville Area Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors, Dana Schauer, to come to the podium to introduce the Board of Directors for 2026.
All right, hi everyone. Before I share with you this year's Board of Directors, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge our board members who have completed their terms of service. So thank you to Dr. Tracy Cook from Allium Naturopathic Health, Beth Gobutz of Tri-County ESC, Lexi Nussbaum from Power Pose Nutrition, and Heather Ogie from Seaman Corp. For your years of service. We appreciate all you have done for the behalf of the Chamber. So. Okay, now it is my privilege to introduce to you the Orrville Area Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors for 2026. So please hold your applause until the end, and I'm going to ask all of the board members to stand up when I call your name. I'd like to start with our executive committee. Serving alongside me is past board chair Jennifer Elsass of Quality Castings, vice chair Jim Fox from Bueller's Fresh Foods. Also serving on the board this year is Kristen Hanko of City of Orrville, Pete Candice of Altman, Orrville Hospital, John Nicholas of J.M. Smucker Company, Josh Nolan of the Orrville Area Boys and Girls Club, Brian Sayre of Sayre Hospitality Group, Lonnie Weaver of Edward Jones, Lindsay Baumgartner of the YMCA of Worcester, or of Wayne County, Devin Barker of Prairie Farms, Brian Catrone of Hummel Group, Corbett Coots of Bowman's Beverage and Gary's Drive-Thru, and Robert Shurkovich of Jarrett. Thank you for your service to the Chamber and the community.
I told them they all had to stand, and if they didn't, I was going to call them out. So I'd just like to hop into now, into our State of the Chamber report by simply saying thank you. Thank you not just for being here today, but for being members of the Orrville Area Chamber of Commerce. You get it. You understand the value of the Chamber and the role that it plays in a thriving community. Every strong community needs an advocate, and the Chamber serves as that advocate. If a community is going to grow and prosper, it needs a chamber that invests in workforce development, programs that prepare the workforce of tomorrow while also equipping the people who are already in the workforce today. You also understand the importance of a chamber and bringing the community together. This past year, we launched a new community calendar that's accessible to everyone, members and non-members alike. And this year, we are taking full ownership of the community yard sales, and we're expanding them to 3 days, so you will get your shopping fix taken care of this year. But perhaps our largest community outreach effort is our partnership with the Orrville Area United Way and putting together a Day of Caring. This event grew out of a shared vision between myself and Don Cazzoli to unite our community around supporting local nonprofits. Thankfully, the National United Way had some existing resources to help us quickly bring this idea to life. What began with 150 volunteers completing 23 projects, and we were pretty pleased with that, has now grown to 430 volunteers completing 73 projects last year. And by the way, we have just opened up the applications for people to volunteer and also for your projects at your nonprofits. Just go to the Orrville Area United Way website and those applications are up and running. Now, beyond what you see, the Chamber also represents our community at many tables. We serve on the boards of Community Action of Wayne and Medina counties, the Wayne County Convention and Visitors Bureau, and the advisory boards of the Wayne Economic Development Council and Orrviews. We also serve on the Healthy Communities Committee, which is led by the Wayne County Health Department, which is spearheading our new farmers market. And on top of that, we administer the Orrville Area Safety Council and the Orrville Area Development Foundation. As you can see, there's a lot happening. Much of it is behind the scenes that you may not have known about before this very moment. There are some things that we do as a chamber that may be a little more visible to you, but you don't know all the specifics of what's involved. And I know traditionally, I've been the one doing all the talking at the State of the Chamber, but this year I'm going to mix things up a bit and bring some other people to the stage to share some of the work of the Chamber with you. A few years ago, while attending job fairs for juniors and seniors, I noticed something concerning. Many of the students didn't know which companies made sense for them to talk to, and they didn't know what questions should they be asking. Pretty much, they were simply going through the motions and were just happy to be out of school that day. Well, I thought to myself, we've got to do something about this. That observation led to the creation of Envision Your Future. To share more about this program, I'd like to invite one of the people who helped design it, Beth Galbatz, to share more with you about this valuable program.
Thank you, Dan, and thanks to the Orrville Area Chamber for being such a great partner and making Envision Your Future a reality. So what exactly is Envision Your Future? It's a one-day experience designed to help 7th, 8th, and 9th graders start imagining what their future could look like. And not in a vague, where do you see yourself in 10 years kind of way, but instead with some real conversations, hands-on activities, and face-to-face interactions with people who are doing the work. Since launching the program, we've welcomed nearly 100 students from Chippewa, Delton, Greene, Northwestern, Orrville, Waynedale, and Worcester. We will be hosting another session in April and hope to add around another 50 to 40 students to that list. This year, Envision Your Future is being held at White Oak Event Center in Orrville. We had our first session of the year in October, and here's a little bit about what the day looked like. We kicked off with students completing a career interest inventory and then having a conversation around the 3 E's: education, employment, and enlistment, helping students understand the main paths they might take after high school. Continuing the theme of the 3 E's, guest speakers then shared their perspectives. First, Sandy Elliott from the Wayne County Schools Career Center spoke about career tech training after graduation. Tommy Gadetti from Scheffler spoke about pre-apprenticeship and apprenticeship programs. And finally, Kathy Finks from the College of Worcester spoke about the college admission process and what the college experience really looks like. We finished the morning with Wayne County Schools Career Center trade demos. Staff from WCSCC brought student ambassadors from 12 different trades, ranging from nursing and sports medicine to business entrepreneurship, IT media, and industrial electronics. The EYF students got to explore hands-on activities like dusting for fingerprints with the criminal justice program, and with the welding ambassadors, they practiced using or completing a weld using spray cheese, yes, the kind that comes out of the can, and club crackers. So I think the best part of the trade demos, though, was the conversations between the EYF students and the Career Center trade ambassadors. Students learned firsthand about what it is like to attend the Career Center and the opportunities available to them there. After breaking for lunch, pizza, of course, for teenagers, that was generously donated by the Sarah Hospitality Group. We heard from Maddie Burgoon from Quality Castings, who spoke about employability skills, things like teamwork, accountability, problem solving, what gets you hired and what can get you fired, and the importance of being drug-free. To cap the day, Keegan Bess of ARC Electrical Solutions, Mick Merriman of Moog Inc., Lindy Gressinger of Jarrett, and Kendall Lewinlat from 444 Hibachi Grill spoke to students about their career paths. They answered questions like, did you know you were going to do this job when you were our age? How did you prepare for your career? And what advice do you have for students as they plan for their future? It was a full day. It was energetic, hands-on, and there were lots of very good conversations. The coolest part, for many of these students, this was the first time they'd ever thought about what happens after high school. It planted a seed. They started to see that there's more than one path, and that their interests and strengths actually really align and connect with what they do in the real world. I want to give a huge thank you to our partners and sponsors who helped make this happen, especially the Chamber, Heartland Education Community, Moog, Sarah Hospitality Group, and the team at Tri-County ESC. If you're sitting here wondering how you can get involved, the answer is we need you, so please let us know if you would like to be involved. We need panelists, sponsors, and most importantly, people who believe in helping kids see what's possible, because they can't dream it if they don't know it exists. Thank you.
Thank you, Beth. Envision Your Future is truly a unique thing. In conversations with other chambers across Ohio, I have not found another chamber that offers anything quite like it. So thank you to Beth and the entire committee for the time and heart that you have poured into this program. And what would really help is getting this word out to your young people to seek out with school administration about getting involved with Envision Your Future. So talking it up is the great way that you can help us as well. Another program that we offer at the Chamber is Networking Empowers Women. And at this time, I would like to invite Dana Schauer back to the stage to share more about this group and the exciting events that they have planned.
All right, hi again, everyone. I was asked to speak about NEW. It's our Networking Empowers Women Committee. So a little bit of history. NEW was co-founded several years ago by two local female entrepreneurs that you probably know, Angie Giltner and Elizabeth Schuster. Their intent was to create intentional networking and educational opportunities for women starting in the workforce, for women that are retired, for business owners, and everyone in between. The collaboration started after Angie and Elizabeth joined the Orrville Chamber. They went to Lori and Landry at the time and got support and encouragement from the Chamber to proceed with the committee. So the founders wanted to differentiate NEW from other women's groups by adding an educational piece as well as a strategy to the time spent networking. The foundation of NEW was built on strategic purpose, intent, and thoughtfulness, involving about 6 months of meetings with the Chamber before it was created. So today, NEW has grown into a strong and collaborative force. Many of you guys come to our annual NEW mini conference every June. It's an all-day event. It's super exciting. It's an educational day. It's a time for networking. And we always sell out, and we have a lot of local women there. So I always recommend, if you haven't gone yet, please think about coming this June. So I wanted to tell you about a few of our other upcoming events. In March, we're going to go to Old Carolina from 11:30 to 1, and Lori Colwin is going to discuss leadership, overcoming challenges, focusing on passion and stamina to keep moving forward. In May, we are actually going to go to the Wilbert Gazebo for a picnic, and then we're going to stroll the lavender trails and the pollination gardens. So if you've always wanted to do that and you haven't done it yet, come join us because it's going to be good food, and we're going to go check out the lavender trails. And there's actually going to be a speaker there, an educational speaker at the lavender trails as well. June, I talked about our mini conference. As soon as you guys see that come out, please sign up because it really does fill up fast. It's a really fun and exciting day. And then in August, we're going to go to Cape Pasa for more of a happy hour and networking session because we find there is no better way to make friends than over margaritas. And then in October, we're also going to go to Play Lab in Dalton, and Ashley Pagnano is going to do a sip and paint night, which should be super fun as well. So if you're interested in joining NEW, please check the Chamber website. All of our stuff is on there. You can talk to myself, you can talk to Lonnie Weaver, or any member of the Chamber for more information. Thanks.
So one of the things about having NEW is when an opportunity presented itself for the Athena Awards, when they were needing somebody to kind of step in and take on that program, we already had an established group to do that, and it just doesn't like that thing, I don't think. We'll just hold it. How about that? So anyhow, the new group was able to... I'm down to both of these at this point. Here, I'll give you those, and we'll see how long this one lasts battery-wise. All right. Good thing I can deal with stress. Anyhow, another program. And do you really want to come up right now, Pete? Another chamber program that you may have heard about, but may not realize everything involved with it, is our Young Professionals Group. And Pete Cantus is taking the lead in organizing a great slate of events, and he is here to share with you in greater detail all that's happening with our Young Professionals Group.
Thanks, Dan, and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for the opportunity to share a few moments with you to update you on the Young Professionals programs for 2026. We have a great slate of events, and our goal is simple. We want to engage future leaders and keep them local. This year, we have 3 signature events that are all focused around a central theme of navigating your leadership journey. We kick off on February 26th, less than 2 weeks away, here on this campus, with an event sponsored by Altman. Mike Galena, our Vice President of Community Engagement and Organizational Development, will facilitate a workshop that focuses on leadership skills, critical decision-making, and guiding principles. And if you don't know Mike came to Altman after 30 years in the education arena, 19 as a superintendent of both Minerva and North Canton schools, in Ohio Superintendent of the Year in 2009. Mike brings the energy. He does a great job facilitating a workshop I personally have been to many of Mike's events. I always leave feeling better about myself, feeling challenged, and feeling inspired to be a better leader. So if you haven't registered for this event yet, we hope that you do very soon. We have over 50 registered so far. We'd like to get to a goal of 100. If you can't make it, please send someone from your organization. We'd love to have you. We'd love to see new faces. Next, on March 19th, we continue our annual tradition of 6 leaders in 60 minutes. This is one of my favorite events because we get to hear inspirational stories of how leaders within our community have navigated their own leadership journeys, the trials and tribulations as well as the victories. Last year, we heard from the Wayne Economic Development Council, we heard from Wilbur, we heard from Orrville, the Orrville Police Department, Goodwill, and Altman. This year, 6 new leaders, 6 unique stories. Very excited about this opportunity. We hope you can attend. The slate of speakers are Jessica Franklin from the Viola Startzman Clinic, Mike Jarrett with Jarrett, Jeff Demos, Ventrac, Sarah Baker, the Commercial and Savings Bank, Justin Hayslip, State Farm Agency, and Becca Hilty, the Pregnancy Care Center of Wayne County. And then finally, in October, we'll have our Young Professionals panel. This is also an annual event that as we get more towards spring and summer, we'll work through the details and send out communication regarding that. We'd appreciate your support. We'd appreciate you coming out and supporting your peers, your leaders within the community who will share a lot of interesting stories that I think we'll all benefit from. Thank you so much for everything, and we appreciate you. Thank you.
All right. Keeping everyone on their toes. What's going to happen next up here? That's what you're all wondering. Thankfully, I have a very loud voice. So no matter what, we'll make things happen here. All right. Maybe you don't need my loud voice at this point. Well, one of the other things that we do, along with the programs we've already mentioned, is we offer a quarterly HR roundtable in partnership with the Wayne Area Human Resources Association. And this year's topics include successful onboarding, employee handbooks, and building cohesive teams. One of our most visible programs, though, is Leadership Orrville. And here to tell us more about it is one of our graduates and now on our steering committee, Beth Holston.
Good morning, everyone. I am happy to be here to talk about Leadership Orrville. As Dan mentioned, I am Elizabeth Holston. I am the Marketing Content Specialist at the Wilbert Company, a graduate of Leadership Orrville, and now serving on the steering committee. Leadership Orrville has not only helped me grow as a leader, but also as a person. I feel more connected to my community. I've learned clearer decision-making skills, gained confidence in myself and my abilities, and I've improved how I communicate with my peers and in networking opportunities. Each month was spent at new locations throughout Orrville, touring different companies and city public services to gain a deeper understanding of what our community has to offer. We explored our leadership styles and communication skills through the 5 Voices framework, learning not only how we lead, but how others communicate and process information, allowing us to better value differences and collaborate more effectively. We also honed our values and decision-making skills through learning stoicism and working through real-life case studies. This class was a true opportunity for personal growth and embracing new challenges. One of my favorite sessions was touring the Wayne County Schools Career Center to learn about the different programs that are offered to students currently, but also hearing directly from the students as they demonstrate specific skills learning through their new careers. Each student was incredibly well-spoken and knowledgeable on their future careers that it gives you a sense of hope for our next generation. Now, as a part of the steering committee, I have the opportunity to support others on their leadership journey. I can share my experiences, foster an atmosphere of understanding and growth, and help shape how a class flourishes within our community. We touch on topics like communication, human resources, mental and physical health, community engagement, volunteerism and nonprofits, education, and so much more. We also invite students to share what they want to gain from the program and invite subject matter experts to meet those interests. Leadership Orrville is more than just a leadership class. It strengthens our connection to the community and gives us the opportunity to step outside our comfort zones and lead with intention and purpose. Lastly, I would like to note that if it wasn't for Leadership Orrville, I would not be standing up here today. Honestly, I would still be in that back corner trying to hide and hoping that no one would notice me. Before going through this program, I avoided anything public speaking, but now I embrace new challenges and use my voice with confidence and clarity. Thank you for your time today, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening.
Thank you, Beth. Well, 3 years ago, we revived and updated the Leadership Orrville program, and it has grown from 16 graduates in our first year to 24 participants this year. And while I love seeing growth, 24 is going to have to be our max capacity, folks. So when applications open this spring, make sure that you sign your team members up early on, because it's not going to take long for us to fill up those 24 spots, and then I have to say sorry at that point. So it's an exciting, good kind of situation to have as that program continues to grow. I've mentioned that workforce development is a major focus of the Chamber, and many of the programs that we've discussed fall under that umbrella. Envision Your Future, Young Professionals, Leadership Orrville, and our many educational forums. But starting in March, we are adding a new piece to the Chamber's efforts in developing our workforce. In partnership with Ohio Means Jobs, we're launching Career Readiness Roundtables. On the first Tuesday of each month, beginning March 3rd at 8 a.m., the Chamber office will be open to the public for sessions on interviewing, resume writing, and other job readiness skills. Our goal is to help people walk into your businesses with confidence and clearly communicate the skills that they will bring to your team. Alongside these new roundtables, we will continue offering skill-based workshops on topics like Excel, QuickBooks Online, and more. I've been your Chamber President for nearly 3.5 years now. And if you know me at all, you know I'm a pretty high-energy guy. And I'm always asking, how can we do more? How can we serve our members and our community better? That mindset led to the creation of our Buy Local, Thrive Local initiative, designed to highlight our local businesses and the importance of supporting them. We launched it with a passport contest, which is alongside the opening of our farmers market. Now, the weather did not cooperate that day, much like the microphone here today, but that has not stopped us from promoting the importance of buying local. Thanks to a partnership with Ohio Outdoor, we placed our first ever Buy Local, Thrive Local billboard just before the crucial holiday shopping season. And you may have noticed it at the intersection of Apple Creek and Back Orrville Roads. That's where it was at. Earlier, and one of the other things that we do as part of Buy Local, Thrive Local is Facebook Lives. Now, these are quick 60-second moments with businesses to highlight what you do, the services you offer, whatever it is that you provide, and those seem to be going pretty well. If you would like to be featured in one of those Facebook Lives, it's painless, honestly. It's about 60 seconds of you and me talking. And if you are interested in doing that, contact myself or Kayla, and we'll get a time scheduled to do a Facebook Live with you. Earlier, I did introduce you to Kayla, who brings strong marketing and video skills to the Chamber. One exciting new benefit that she's helping us launch this year is the Chamber Video Program. Members will have multiple options based on their video needs. Each member is eligible to receive one complimentary short-form video per year to help highlight their business. In addition, we will offer paid long-form video options that can be customized and used for marketing, recruiting, and promotions. And here is an example of a video we produced for Orrville Creamery. I didn't get to have lunch yet. That's kind of cruel. So I imagine some people will be making their way over there for a second dessert after watching that particular video. When I first started in this role, there were two things I knew that we had to get started as soon as possible: Leadership Orrville and the Day of Caring. And then, as I mentioned earlier, I knew we had to come up with something for our young people to be better prepared for their post-school careers, and Envision Your Future was born. In each of these cases, these ideas only became reality because someone else came alongside me and said, let's do it. So today, I want to share the newest idea that's been on my heart. And I'm going to need some help, some of you, to come alongside me again and say, let's do it. First, the issue. I see some empty buildings, and I ask myself, how do we fill them? I've reached out to established businesses to come to our area. The biggest challenge for them locating here is that our population does not meet their standard criteria. So how do we grow and fill those buildings? We invest in the people who are already here. I think about the fact the J.M. Smucker Company started with Jerome Monroe Smucker selling his first jar of apple butter from a horse-drawn wagon in 1897 right here in Orrville. I think about people like Mike and Diane Jarrett, local people who took a vision and saw it grow into what Jarrett Logistics is today. We have seen what local people with vision and hard work can produce. So, who's next? Who is sitting out there in our community right now with a vision, but needs help to get that vision off the ground? My vision is for the Chamber to help people navigate the long and often intimidating process of starting and growing a business. That's why I became a certified SCORE mentor. The Chamber also has some office space to support entrepreneurs in those early stages who aren't quite ready to invest in a brick and mortar location, but needs a workspace to start out in. But I can't do this alone, and I don't have all the answers. What I do know is that bringing together people with experience in finance, operations, manufacturing, and marketing can help transform ideas into viable businesses. Through my research, I've outlined a potential 8-session program, with each meeting focused on a key aspect of running a business and grounded in the wisdom of successful local professionals. You see, I have a heart that wants to see the next success story. I want to see empty buildings filled. And I believe that this community is good at coming together and working together when given direction and a worthy cause. What if this idea leads to one new business and another new business and then another? Now, I'll be honest. This idea is big. In fact, I was very hesitant to even discuss it with you today because the reality is some of you could think I'm just plain foolish for suggesting this as an idea. But you know, people questioned Day of Caring. People questioned Envision Your Future. And yet, here we are, up and running. As long as I'm your chamber president, the chamber will not be confined to a building on South Main Street. We will be a group of committed members making a real difference in our community. Just as I ask you to financially invest in the chamber through your membership each year, I'm now asking you to invest in the work of the chamber through your time and talents. Who will join me? Who will help make an idea even better? Who is willing to contribute even a little bit to help someone grow and prosper right here? You know, people often ask me, what does a chamber do? And hopefully today, now you know. We spent this afternoon outlining a large range of items that the chamber is doing, and also a vision of things that we still want to do. Much like a church is more than a pastor, a chamber is more than just the president. It's all of us coming together to do more, create more, and support our community. I will end this speech the same way that I started it. Thank you for being part of the Orrville Area Chamber of Commerce. We're doing great things together. Thank you for your time and attention today. And we gave you a little spare time here at the end, so you'll be able to network with one another. And if any of this catches your attention, by all means, connect with Kayla or myself to discuss with you more about these items. Again, thank you for your attendance. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.